Hey, what's up everyone, Morey Croson here, and today we're going to be talking about the foot strike and how to be able to really master your foot strike and get a full understanding of exactly what it takes to be able to run faster. And we're going to start the video right now. This is the newest edition of the Performance Lab. Reach your individual goals. You don't want to just talk about straight line speed. We also want to talk about your ability to be quick. We break down your video. Let's make you into the quarterback I know you can become. All right, so the big thing that we want to be able to do here is, and this is something that I really realized when it came to throwing the football, right? And realizing like as you're going through the throw, we want to really be able to get the wrist flick like from back here, right? It's not a wrist flick of the right here, like the end, right? The wrist flick starts the whole time. And it's the same thing when you think about running and sprinting. It's, people will have this where they try to push off, right? And thinking that this ends up being the time that you push off. Right? And I also think that people make the mistake of thinking that, and I've made this mistake as well, there's no push off at all. And I think that's wrong. I think there is a push off when it comes to sprinting. But the thing is we're not really trying to push off here. What we're trying to do is we're trying to push here. All right, so when we're coming through, we want to be able to think about getting our toe all the way up and through. And the best you can, you want to get your toe this high. So if you don't have the range of motion here, then that ends up being an issue. But we want to be able to pull all the way back down. So it's here, pull that foot underneath. And the push is really happening here. Like this whole part is part of me pushing. This is an action. You know, this would be flexing. This would be coming up. This would be all part of a push, right? If I was trying to push something down, this would all be part of that same movement. So here I'm pushing all the way through, and by the time my foot gets here is when I'm going to be striking the ground, and now I just need that last little 10%, 15% to get me off the ground. When I get here, when my foot's back behind, it's too late, right? My foot is already, my body weight's already come all the way through, everything's. Now if I'm trying to push, my weight's going to come here, my foot's going to come here. What's important is as I'm running, I want to be able to get vertical. If you watch those top sprinters, I mean, Usain Bolt is a beautiful example. He gets so much distance per step. The idea is we want to be striking, and as I'm getting here, I'm pushing up off the ground, so my heel is staying right up underneath me and can then cycle right through. So when you're getting stuck with the foot coming here, it's because we're going and trying to push off with my foot underneath instead of pushing off when my toe is coming through and cycling through. So then from this position, I can get great heel range of motion, great angle within the shin, get that leg right up and through. But we're running so fast and our foot's moving so fast that that's what has to happen in order for you to have the correct foot contact time. So I'm going to use this as a kind of drill to be able to help you out with this. You don't necessarily have to use the band. I like the band because it really gets the whole coordination of like strike, hip through, toe off, right? So I'm here, I'm pushing the whole time, I'm striking into the ground, I'm getting my hip through, and I'm toeing off, and I'm trying to make that one explosive action, right? And really feeling how that should feel, okay? And really trying to maximize that backside shin angle as well, okay? Because I want to be able to get this shin the best that I can to be down. It's hard to be able to fully get it because my hips aren't all the way through. And the more I can get my hips forward, like this would be more like a running position here. It's hard to be able to do that with the band, right? Or if I'm walking as well. But I still am feeling that with the foot, the action that I'm trying to get with the foot of getting the toe down, pulling that toe underneath, and getting right back off the ground. Okay, this is really keeping my hips back, or like pushing my hips back, which now I'm trying to fight all the way through, which gives me that coordination of being able to get that foot underneath the best that I can, and then hips through simultaneously. So pulling my foot back, I'm getting like a negative action in the ground with my foot, and then I'm trying to really overemphasize hips all the way forward, and again, coordinate that into one. Because the two things that I see people have trouble with when I have them do this drill is, one, they have a hard time like striking the ground, right? They just the whole action of here and then all the way through, just like kind of weird to them because they're not used to using their feet, and that's most guys. I'd say that's at least 90% of people that are running. They just never were taught to use their feet, right? And then the other thing is people that have a hard time striking and getting their hips through. They're used to running with like their hips behind and getting stuck with their hips behind. When really what we want to be doing is we want to be getting our hips through with that foot strike, right? And then this really gives that opportunity for people to feel what that action is, so then we can apply it. So after I do this, I have guys go right onto the treadmill so then they can start to feel and apply what we're talking about. So as always, guys, thanks for watching. That's going to be the end of the video here. I think there's a lot of great information that you could utilize within these drills, within these exercises. The big thing that I always say is we want to be able to understand how to be able to improve your sprinting, right? We can get into drills, we can get into exercise, but if you don't understand the why behind it, if you don't understand how to be able to do them correctly, and even really how to be able to sprint correctly, you're really not going to be able to get the results that you're looking for. And I think that's what really separates a lot of stuff that we're doing here when it comes to working with any type of athlete, is a big focus on the mechanics, a big focus on how it is that you're doing the exercises, so then you're going to get a lot better overall response. Sometimes the exercises and the drills will not teach you how to be able to do something correctly until you start to make that brain-body connection. And so that's what a lot of these things do. As much as I want to be able to get the more views and build the YouTube and have a bigger following, I think that's going to really come and really be able to be maximized when we can put a big focus on how to be able to do the exercises, so then you could apply it properly. As much as we're still going to start getting more into doing some like general exercises and things like that, just so then you could end up improving yourself as a sprinter. But come back to these videos and really understand the true meaning and the true understanding of what it's going to take to be able to use your feet better, to be able to sprint better, to be able to really maximize the drills, maximize the exercises, and improve as a sprinter. So as always, guys, thanks for watching. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. If you have any questions, comments, recommendations, leave those down below, and we'll talk to you soon.